All right, get those betting slips ready. It's time for a deep dive into this V75 race card.
And looks like we've got some seriously intriguing races to break down.
Absolutely. From V75-1 all the way to that grand finale, we've got expert opinions, predictions, hot favorites, and some potential upsets brewing. Let's kick things off with V75-1, the silver division, and Dia Sprint Bar, the Italian princess. She's generating a ton of buzz.
A lot of buzz. She's a top horse, no doubt, but...
Wow, there's always a buzz.
Those shoes.
The shoes. Everyone's talking about the shoes. She's raced mostly barefoot in Italy.
Yeah, and that could be a big factor here on a Swedish track.
It's not just about those shoes, though. She's starting from the back of the pack.
Not an ideal starting position.
And get this, she's got a brand new sulky. Some kind of hybrid thing.
Is it a help or a hindrance? Even with all these question marks swirling around her, Dia Sprint Bar is still a force to be reckoned with. Those earnings in Italy. Impressive.
For a young horse.
If she can just adapt to all these new challenges, she could absolutely dominate.
Okay, so we've got the shoes, the new track, the starting position. But let's not forget about the other contenders. What are the experts saying?
Well, Botnas Idol's definitely one to watch. He loves those shoes. And he's been putting in some solid performances. You know, consistency is key in this sport.
Right, consistency. What about Winter Brode?
He's a reliable performer, which can be really valuable, especially in a race as unpredictable as this one.
Unpredictable, huh? All right, what else?
Unique creation. Strong finishes. If those favorites falter, he could be lurking in the shadows, ready to capitalize.
And one of the experts threw out a bit of a dark horse.
Oh, you mean Novoma Mahiran?
Yep, that's the one.
He seems to thrive in those colder conditions, and with the weather turning, you know.
Okay, so V75-1 is shaping up to be a real nail-biter. V75-2, this one we have a clearer favorite, Jackpot Miras. But there's a twist.
Oh, always a twist. Well, Jackpot Mira's had some health issues recently, definitely impacted his last race.
Yeah, it showed.
But the experts are pretty optimistic about his recovery, and there's a shoes-on rule in this race, which plays to his strength.
Okay, so Jackpot Miras loves those shoes. He's had time to recover, but...
But his team's not taking any chances. They're switching to a new sulky.
Really?
Trying to optimize everything, maximize his potential.
Huh?
And with his driver, a seasoned pro at Obi, Jackpot Miras is looking like a really strong contender.
He does seem hard to beat. But it's V75, right? Anything could happen. Who else is in the running?
Fanny Money, coming off a huge win, and she's got surprisingly good odds.
Huh, interesting.
Vespo Mash, known for his strategic racing, could be well-positioned for a strong finish.
Strategic racing, okay. Anyone else catching your eye?
Well, one expert mentioned Bolero of Karam could be a long shot, but with Carl Johan Jepsen in the sulky and that open stretch at Ubi...
Makes it exciting.
Exactly.
So even if a horse isn't in the lead for most of the race, that open stretch gives them a fighting chance.
What about V75-3? You ready for this one?
Hit me with it.
This one's a bit of a wild card.
Wild card. I'm intrigued already.
They're calling it a painter's race.
A painter's race. Okay, that sounds intriguing.
It's like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Okay.
Bursts of color, those unexpected splashes, and brilliance that's hard to define.
So basically, no clear favorite.
Exactly. Tons of contenders, a whole lot of uncertainty, and that's why it's so tricky, to predict.
So how do we even approach this? It sounds like we're just throwing darts blindfolded.
Not quite. I mean, we need to look beyond the favorites. Find those hidden gems, right? Horses that can adapt, horses that can handle the chaos, those horses with that X factor that makes them stand out from the crowd.
Okay, I'm all about those hidden gems. Give me some names. What are the experts buzzing about?
Well, Monroe's Wine is definitely generating some buzz. She's been on fire lately.
On fire.
Crushing the competition in one race, holding her own in a tough matchup in another. Seems like she could be peaking at just the right time.
Peaking at the right time, huh? I like the sound of that.
And there's Ixie. She has a history of solid performances at this very track.
So like home track advantage, is that a real thing with horses?
Oh, absolutely. Think of it like athletes who play better in their home stadium. Horses, they get familiar with the track, learn its quirks, even draw energy from, those familiar surroundings.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. It's like a whole mental game for them too.
Okay.
So we got Monroe's Wine with the momentum, Ixie with the home track advantage. Who else? Who else is on the radar?
Mizuoko Boko. She's known for her stamina.
Stamina.
Okay, yeah. She can handle those longer distances. And this race is, a bit longer than usual, so that could give her an edge.
But my gut is saying Monroe's Wine has the best chance.
She's definitely a strong contender.
But I'm spreading my bets.
Yeah.
No way I'm putting all my eggs in one basket with this race. It's just too unpredictable.
Smart move. Diversification is key in a painter's race.
Okay, let's move on to V75-4, the B Trainer Series. This one, we have a superstar. A fair day,
The superstar.
facing a seemingly easy matchup.
Seemingly. But there's a catch.
Of course, there's a catch. There's always a catch in V75. What is it?
A fair day, he's starting way behind 40-meter handicap.
40 meters. That's like starting half a football field behind everyone else. Can you really make up that kind of ground?
It's a huge challenge, but the sources are almost unanimous. They think he can do it. A fair day has shown incredible speed, incredible stamina, even at those longer distances.
He's like the Usain Bolt of horses.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see why everyone's so confident in him, but again, it's V75. Is there anyone else who could challenge him?
If you're looking for a potential upset, there's Beacon Stow-Better.
Beacons do better. Okay.
Bonus credit.
Bonus credit. Got it.
My Great Pretender.
My Great Pretender.
And Explode.
Explode.
But realistically, a fair day, he just seems like he's in a league of his own.
It does sound that way.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, why would his owner choose this race with that 40-meter handicap?
That's the question, isn't it? Some experts are saying maybe it's a strategic move.
Strategic?
Use this race as a warm-up, get him back into competition mode, or maybe they're testing his limits, seeing how he handles this extreme handicap. It's a gamble, but it could pay off.
So it's not just about winning this race. It's about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Man, there's so much strategy involved in this. It's blowing my mind.
Welcome to the world of V75.
All right, let's move on to V75-5. Class 1 Fursuck. This one seems to be all about speed, right out of the gate.
You got it. It's shaping up to be a battle for the lead. Sabasi versus Chrissy.
Okay, Sabasi, Chrissy, what are we looking at here?
Sabasi, he's known for those lightning-fast starts.
Lightning fast.
But Chrissy's driver, he's notoriously aggressive, won't give up that lead easily.
So speed versus strategy.
Oh, and just to add to the drama, one of the contenders, FaceTime Love, has been scratched.
Scratched, like withdrawn from the race.
Yep. Could be an injury, illness, happens sometimes. And it can really change things.
With FaceTime Love out of the picture.
Well, Dark Kronos is one to watch.
Dark Kronos.
He's got a lot of potential, but he's a little unpredictable.
Unpredictable as in, might just decide to take a detour mid-race.
Huh. Well, not quite. But he's been known to, break stride, lose focus, just have a bad day.
Ah, so he's high risk, high reward.
Exactly. If he can stay on track, harness all that energy, he could be a real force.
Okay, Dark Kronos. I'm adding him to the watch list. Anyone else?
Victoria L. Super fast start.
Another speedster.
Yeah, but can she maintain that lead, or will she get caught in the crossfire between, Sabasi and Chrissy?
This is getting intense.
V75-5. It's a whirlwind, that's for sure.
Speed, strategy, those unpredictable horses.
All right, you ready for V75-6?
What do we got?
This one's another one of those wide open races. Experts are scratching their heads.
Another one. Yep.
Wide open. What makes it so tricky?
Yeah, what's got the experts stumped?
Well, this one, it's over a longer distance, changes the whole game. It's not just about speed anymore.
Right.
It's about stamina, endurance, a horse's ability to maintain that pace over a grueling distance.
So a horse that might be great in a short, fast race might not do so well in this one. And a whole lot of uncertainty.
A whole lot.
So who are the experts even considering in this race?
Here's Johnny Socks.
Here's John Sox.
He's one that's generating some buzz, potential to be really strong, but he hasn't raced recently.
Ah, so it's a gamble.
It's a bit of a gamble. If he's in top form, he could be a serious contender. But that lack of recent experience, it's a red flag for some.
Yeah, even in horse racing, you got to stay in the game.
Consistency is key.
Consistency. Okay. What about some of those consistent performers? Anyone standing out?
In Love Decajul.
In Love Decajul.
He's a specialist in these conditions. The longer distance, a slightly softer track.
Plays to his strengths.
Exactly. And if he's on top of his game, the odds are pretty tempting.
Okay, so he's the horse to beat if the track stays wet, I guess.
Potentially. But what if the track dries out before the race?
Right. Things change.
They do.
Yeah.
That's why those last-minute track updates are so important.
Got to stay informed.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's Johnny Socks, the potential wild card. The flooring. In Love Decajul, the consistent performer. Any other names I should be adding to my mental V75 notepad here?
Portofino. Top driver. But he's got a tough starting position.
Ah, so he's got to make some moves early on.
He does, if he wants to get in a good spot.
All right, Portofino. Got it.
Windmill Jam,
Windmill Jam.
another consistent performer. And he's due for a win. The experts are, wondering if this could be his race.
Could be. Could be. It's V75. But there's always that element of surprise.
Right.
That horse that no one sees coming.
Oh, you're looking for that dark horse, that long shot.
Yeah, who's got that potential in this race?
Switch the cash.
Switch the cash. What's the story there?
He can be a bit temperamental.
Temperamental. Oh, I like a horse with a little personality.
But when he's on his game, he's capable of some incredible runs.
So it's risky, but the payoff could be huge.
Exactly.
All right, but let's move on to the grand finale. V75-7.
The Gold Division.
This is the big one, the race everyone's talking about. San Moteur versus Onus Prince.
The Battle of the Titans?
Exactly. But there's some talk, that San Moteur might not be going all out. That this race is more like a warm-up for him. Is there any truth to that?
It's the big mystery. Some sources are saying maybe his owner is playing the long game.
The long game, huh?
Holding him back a little bit, make sure he's in peak condition for those upcoming championships.
So potentially sacrificing this race to win a bigger one down the line, that's a bold strategy.
It is.
Okay, so even if San Moteur doesn't give it everything he's got, he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely.
But what about Onus Prince? He's been in top form lately, and I'm sure he's, eager to prove himself against San Moteur.
He's definitely hungry for a win. But you got to remember, San Moteur has a psychological advantage. He's beaten Onus Prince 4 out of the 5 times they've met.
It's got to be tough knowing you've lost to someone before. Can really mess with your confidence.
It can, but it can also fuel that determination, Push yourself harder to finally overcome that rival.
It's like the ultimate underdog story. I'm rooting for Onus Prince, even though, realistically, San Moteur's probably the horse to beat.
Probably.
But don't count Onus Prince out.
Yeah.
And hey, let's not forget about Barack Face. He's had some good runs in the past.
He has.
Maybe this is his time to shine.
Could be. This is what makes V75 so exciting.
It really is. All right, so we've got San Moteur, the strategic powerhouse, Onus Prince, the determined underdog, and Barack Face, the dark horse.
The stage is set.
It is. And you know what? This whole deep dive, it's really opened my eyes. It's made me realize that there's so much more to V75 betting than just picking a name you like.
There is.
It's about understanding the strategy, the nuances, all those factors that influence the outcome. It's like a whole science.
It is. And the more you understand, the more you can appreciate the brilliance of it all.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident about placing those bets now. This is going to be good.
It's going to be a great day racing, that's for sure.
And that's a wrap on our V75 deep dive. We'll be back next time with more insights and analysis. Until then, good luck with your bets.